Hi everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. And no, I'm not getting ready to deck the halls the Sunday before Thanksgiving. We always wait at least until a good 5 or 10 days. Well, maybe not that much, but let's get the leftover turkey out of the refrigerator before we put up the Christmas decorations. Although I admit I've already started listening to Christmas music. Hey, I'm here on Sunday night just for a quick second to do a couple of things. Number one, I want to show you two things that I've just listed in the shop today. Actually, I listed more than two over the weekend, but two things I'm really excited about. One is this, and the other one is a ceramic Christmas tree, unlike the first one that you saw. But that one's still for sale too, even though it did sell. I'll explain that in a minute. But at the very end of this video, I'm reposting a video that I did about a year ago, actually in late October, and it was to celebrate the life of a wonderful woman who had passed away at that time about a year ago. She was the inventor, yes, the inventor, creator of something that's going to be on many Thanksgiving tables this coming Thursday. Now, if you saw the video a year ago, you already know what it is, but I have a lot of new subscribers and I bet you don't know what I'm talking about. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that little rerun. It's only about 5 minutes long and it's coming at the very end of this. Now, this is a made in Japan bottle brush musical Christmas tree, and it's flocked with this snow on it, and it's got mercury glass beads, as you can see. They're just kind of hanging on, it's strung on there, and it has a metal base. And you can see it's it's over 12 inches tall. Yes, there's some bristles missing from the top and something would have been up here, but I'm gonna let the new owner decide what to do with the top of this tree. But the fun part is this. Watch what happens when we twist it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. Is that not sweet or what? Okay, you get the picture. That guy is up for sale right now in the Old Curiosity Shop. Now, I had a big ceramic Christmas tree with a very interesting toy base, which was quite rare. And I did sell it for about $250. That was the final bid. The person who won the item has decided not to pay for it, so I have relisted it. And so if you missed out the first time, it's being listed again. Maybe this time it won't sell for quite as much, and it'll be a little bit more affordable. But it's at auction, so who knows what it'll do. But I wanted you to know it's back up. Also, I found another tree, Atlantic mold, and I'm going to show that to you right now. It's unlike any Atlantic mold tree I've seen before. Hey everybody, I hope you had a nice Sunday, and that if, well, I'm going to be chatting with you this week, but Thanksgiving is coming up. Looking forward to it. I hope you are. And so stay tuned for this little special that's coming up, the little special rerun. And I'll just go ahead and say, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, saying thanks for watching and so long for now. Are you kidding me? Get out of town. Look at this Christmas tree. Now, you may have seen one before, but in my 52 years, I've never seen one. Yes, it is Atlantic mold. It's a poinsettia Christmas tree. I guess the fancy people say poinsettia, but you know, I'm from Jersey. I'm just going to say poinsettia. Anyway, wow, this thing stands, what, 17 inches tall, and I think it's about 15 inches at the base. I'm only showing you this one picture here, but there are plenty more on my eBay site if you want to take a better look. I think it was probably made in the 80s based upon the color scheme. That sort of very light pastel, rose and green. Those two colors were really popular in the 80s. I remember lots of living rooms were done in those colors. So it could be from the 80s. There's no date on the bottom. Sometimes these things aren't dated. And I don't know what year Atlantic Mold put this mold out. But it ain't easy to find. And this one has a base which is totally connected to the bottom. You'll see in the pictures. It is in nearly perfect condition. It's got one tiny chip on the very top of the thing, which you'll see. So anyway, if you're interested, I hope you'll check that out in the old curiosity shop. Okay, now let's take a look at one more thing. It's the adorable little made in Japan Christmas tree. It looks kind of tiny on the mantle there, but as I said, it actually stands over, well, let me measure it. It's right here next to me. It stands 12, 13, 14, about 16 inches tall, and that's not including whatever trinket you might happen to stick on the top of it as a topper. You've already heard it play and seen it rotate. If you'd like to see more pictures, you're more than welcome. They are in the eBay store. The link is below. Now I hope you'll stay tuned and watch this old rerun from about a year ago where we honor someone who died about a year ago, and I know for certain that I'm going to be saying thank you to her on Thursday, because if it weren't for her creation, my Thanksgiving dinner would not quite be as special. Okay, everybody, it's Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.
Instead of the long-established way of getting a turkey, only partially oven-ready, in the style known as New York dressed, you can buy a turkey that is completely and immediately ready for stuffing and roasting. That's the modern, quick-frozen, table-dressed turkey.
Quiet, please. In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
Hey everyone, it's Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. And if you haven't already heard the sad news, Dorcas Riley passed away at age 92. Now, who was Dorcas Riley? Well, she's responsible for a staple that's probably been on almost everybody's Thanksgiving or even Christmas table for the last 50 years at least. So, I've got my Pyrex dish ready.
Among the things of our good life is the vast array of food choices we have.
I've got to go to the grocery store and get my cream of mushroom soup. I've already got the green beans downstairs in the freezer, and those crispy onion things that you put on top. That's right. Dorcas Riley is a woman who was the inventor of the green bean casserole. She was born in the 1920s in Camden, New Jersey, just across the river from Philadelphia. And she went to Drexel University, which was Drexel Technical School at that time. She received a degree in home economics and went to work for Campbell's Soup Company, also headquartered in Camden, New Jersey. I'm pointing because it's right across the river. In 1955, she was working in their test kitchen, and she was asked by Campbell Soup to create a easy recipe that would use some of Campbell Soup's products, but also utilize things that any household woman would have in her pantry in the 1950s. So she came up with green bean casserole. It wasn't until about 1960 that it was actually put on the cans, and it just took off from there. So whether you love it or you hate it, the lady responsible for it passed away at 92. I understand she was a lovely, lovely woman. Her funeral will be Saturday in Haddonfield, New Jersey, which is just about 30 minutes away from here in a beautiful town in New Jersey. It's a place where I go thrifting sometimes. You have any green bean casserole stories? If you do, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments below. I'll share two with you really quickly before I go. One, back in the 1980s, my grandmother was speeding to get to either Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner. Her green bean casserole flew off the seat and, as we were told later, turned upside down. Now, I'm not sure how she picked it back up, but I can tell you this, all of us cousins, we had a heyday with it. This green bean casserole tastes like a floor mat. I mean, we kept that story going for years. And I'll tell you what, when Thanksgiving comes in, a month from now or so, we're going to be telling that story again and remembering my grandmother. There was another time when my Aunt Marcia was supposed to make the green bean casserole, and she forgot to thaw out the green beans. She used a can of frozen or a bag of frozen green beans from the freezer, put them in the casserole dish, poured the soup on it, baked it. Well, the green beans thawed out and they heated up, but they were raw. That was the crunchiest green bean casserole I've had to this day. And yes, we still tease our Aunt Marcia. Those are my green bean casserole stories. If you have any, I'd love to hear them. If you want to know more about Dorcas Riley, a little bit more about her life, I've got a couple of links here at the bottom of this video, wherever that is. So click on it, go out and make yourself a green bean casserole, and remember the name, Dorcas Riley. And thanks, Dorcas. I can just smell it now. This is Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.